news though. You're supposed to know.
Well, I don't know how it started. We don't know how it started. There, you know,
I think
winds.
it's all the gay people in LA.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
We got the.
Hey guys, welcome to my crib. Come over here. You can barbecue. Come over here. We could light a fire, but as you see, we already have one back here. Hungry? Grab an orange. And that's my crib. Thanks for coming.
Los Angeles, a city known for its gleaming skyline, sprawling luxury estates, and dreams of opportunity, now finds itself drowning in an unforgiving wildfire crisis. The Palisades and Eaton fires have ravaged the city, burning over 54,000 acres, destroying more than 29,000 structures, and displacing thousands of residents. Amid this catastrophe, the response from both local and federal authorities has been marked by inefficiency and inadequate support. What was once a symbol of resilience is now a shadow of its former self, caught in the flames of poor leadership and insufficient preparation. The response to these devastating wildfires has been underwhelming at best, with key infrastructure failures making the situation worse. In a tragic irony, fire hydrants in certain areas, particularly in the Palisades, were rendered useless due to water shortages. Despite the severity of the situation, the resources allocated to local fire departments have been insufficient. There has been a severe lack of funding, equipment, and manpower to fight these catastrophic fires. Firefighters, many of whom have had to work without essential tools, have faced the nearly impossible task of containing the flames. This failure to prepare for the crisis is compounded by a systemic lack of proactive measures. Former President Donald Trump, during his tenure, suggested forest management practices such as raking the forests as a means to reduce the intensity and frequency of wildfires. While his suggestion was dismissed by many as impractical, it sparked a larger debate about the need for more effective forest management strategies. In the wake of the Palisades and Eaton fires, however, the current administration has done little to address these concerns in a meaningful way, leaving Los Angeles vulnerable to a repeat of such disasters in the future. As the crisis unfolded, frustration boiled over among Angelenos, many of whom began calling for the resignation of Governor Gavin Newsom and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Both have been sharply criticized for their handling of the wildfire crisis, with many residents feeling that the state's priorities are grossly misaligned with the urgent needs of those affected. As the fires raged on, state resources remained inadequate, and the state's emergency response was slow and ineffective. The people of Los Angeles, already devastated by the fires, were now left to contend with government inaction. This widespread dissatisfaction is fueled by the growing belief that the political establishment has prioritized agendas over real solutions. With lives at risk and homes destroyed, Angelenos see their leadership as out of touch and ineffective, leaving them to fend for themselves. The pressure on these public officials is mounting as the aftermath of the fires continues to reveal just how fragile local governance and emergency management systems are. Without swift and decisive action, Los Angeles risks future disasters that may be equally disastrous, if not worse. To add insult to injury, many residents of the Palisades faced another devastating blow. Just days before the fires struck, State Farm, one of the largest insurance companies in the United States, canceled hundreds of homeowners' fire insurance policies in high-risk areas. The cancellations left many homeowners without coverage when the fires spread, leaving them vulnerable to complete financial ruin. With their homes burned to the ground and no insurance to rebuild, countless families now face the uncertainty of recovery, unable to access the financial support they desperately need. This widespread cancellation of policies, while not an uncommon practice in high-risk areas, highlights the flawed nature of the current insurance system. Many residents were left without the safety net they believed they had when disaster struck. For them, the fires were not only a loss of their homes, but also an immediate plunge into financial turmoil, a consequence of inadequate policies and corporate greed. In addition to the thousands of everyday Angelenos who lost everything, the wildfire crisis also affected several high-profile residents, underscoring the widespread nature of the disaster. Among the many homes that were destroyed, some belong to A-list celebrities who call the Palisades home. Kim Kardashian's mansion, located in the fire-prone area, was nearly destroyed in the blaze, prompting her to evacuate her family at a moment's notice. Other celebrities whose properties were severely affected include actors such as Matthew McConaughey, whose Malibu home was threatened by the flames. Additionally, the homes of numerous other Hollywood elites, including several in the entertainment and tech industries, were engulfed in flames or severely damaged. While the losses of these celebrities have garnered media attention, the true tragedy remains the plight of ordinary citizens who lost everything without the same level of protection or resources. The devastation caused by these fires does not discriminate, affecting the rich and poor alike, though the wealthier residents are often able to rebuild more quickly than those who lack the same financial means. The devastation caused by the wildfires is not just the result of nature's fury, but also the direct consequence of government failure, both at the state and federal levels. The Biden administration, in particular, has come under scrutiny for its inadequate response to natural disasters, including a lack of coordination and insufficient resources for fire departments and emergency services. The wildfire crisis in Los Angeles has laid bare the ineffectiveness of the government's disaster preparedness and recovery systems, as communities are left to fend for themselves in the face of a catastrophe that could have been mitigated with more proactive action. Moreover, the wildfire crisis highlights the broader issues within California, issues that the state government has been slow to address. From the ongoing housing crisis to the growing infrastructure gaps, California's leadership has failed to implement meaningful reforms that could prevent future tragedies. As climate change continues to exacerbate the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, it is clear that more needs to be done to prepare for and manage these disasters. The reality of the situation is clear. Los Angeles is facing not only a humanitarian disaster, but also a leadership failure. Without significant reforms in the way California handles wildfires, homelessness, and disaster preparedness, the city will continue to be vulnerable to future catastrophes. Calls for the resignation of local and state leaders reflect the deep dissatisfaction with the government's failure to protect its citizens and manage these challenges. For Los Angeles to recover and rebuild, bold and immediate action is necessary. This includes better funding for fire departments, more robust disaster preparedness strategies, and a genuine commitment to addressing the root causes of the state's housing crisis. The people of Los Angeles deserve more than an ineffective government response. They deserve leadership that is prepared, proactive, and willing to take the necessary steps to prevent further disaster. If the government continues to neglect its duty to protect and serve, the consequences will be felt for years to come, long after the fires are extinguished.